Northwest Tire, and John's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good extreme cold morning. It is 10 after 9 and currently 4 below right now in Fergus Falls. How's it going, Mary?
Well, it's going, and it is cold out there. And the -4 isn't so terrible, but that wind that has picked up in the last couple of hours.
29 below wind chill.
Oh, my goodness. And you can feel it. I got home from the Y this morning, and the plow had gone by, so I had just a little tiny bit of shoveling to do. And I ran in, grabbed the shovel, ran back out. And, of course, I didn't want to take the extra time to go back in the house and get a pair of mittens. And let me tell you, I was out there under 5 minutes, and it is freezing cold. So don't do that. Anyway, it just goes to show you that when we tell you that skin can freeze and it's very dangerous and it doesn't take... with these kind of temperatures, under 5 minutes for your skin to freeze. So, I mean, that's like a very short walk. So anyway, I just have to be super careful with this. In fact, I was going to use it as a crutch this morning, the cold, because when I woke up, I just assumed that it had gone way below zero overnight. Yeah. And I was laying in bed, my alarm went off, and I thought, oh boy, I don't feel like getting up and going to the gym. So I told myself, you know, if it's extremely cold, way below zero, it's okay for you to skip it today. So I went to my weather app, and it was 2 above. Oh. I'm like, shoot, now I gotta go. I don't have a reason. So I did get up and go. But by the time I got out, just before 7, the wind had picked up dramatically, and it was cold. So it just goes to show you that all things are relative. You know, when it's 20 below, we feel like 2 above feels like, feels like Florida, you know. So it was cold yesterday, and we were anticipating all this 20s below, which we still are, of course. And so when I heard that it was 2 above, I put on a lighter jacket. I'm like, what are you thinking? It's 2 above. You still need a heavy winter coat. So crazy Minnesotans, that's what we are.
I was out yesterday trying to swap out my windshield wipers, and because one of them ripped.
Oh, well, then you have to.
So I have to. So I'm sitting here working on it, and my hands are so frozen I can't find the little flip thing that you got to flip up to.
Yep, I know.
And it took me probably... It felt like it took me 20 minutes, but it probably took me about 5 to get the thing off, which is normally a 5-second operation. Yeah. Just click the thing, pull it off, put the new one on.
When your hands are frozen, you can't even, you can't
even feel
what you're doing. So, yeah, we are in for some extreme cold. It's going to fall off as it has already done in the last couple of hours. As I mentioned, at 5:45 this morning, it was
2 above.
2 above. And now we're what, 4 below?
4 below.
Okay.
29 below wind chill.
Yeah, you add that wind, and I just wonder if some of tonight's games, do you think some of those will get
They have
canceled?
Moved a couple around. Here.
Okay, I've been sort of watching to see, because we've got a game to go to tonight, and I don't know that I'll brave the weather, especially when we can watch it.
Yeah, I'm heading over to the Ashby for the girls basketball Underwood at Ashby game, and they moved that one up from 7 o'clock start to a 6 o'clock.
Okay, well, at least it gets everybody home a little bit earlier. Yeah. I sometimes worry about those buses. Anything diesel likes to kind of gel up in this freezing cold weather, and I hate to see a whole team full of kids. Yeah. Get stranded on the highway, because that would be dangerous. But anyway, so we will probably see some more changes as the day and weekend go on. So, so just stay tuned. We'll keep you up to speed. Or the Fergus Now app, great tool.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. What's in the news? Of course, Minneapolis still in the news. I don't think we even have to go there. It's kind of the same old, paying people to protest. And then the other people who are protesting for no real apparent reason, which I don't understand, but Everybody can think what they want to think. It just amazes me that so many people have so much time to be standing out on the street. Don't these people have jobs?
Well, they do. It's protesting.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, it's gotten ridiculous. And I read a report yesterday. There was, and he was actually I believe Minneapolis police. He was not an ICE agent, and after an arrest, needed some medical attention. Went to a hospital, and they told him, "You might as well go somewhere else," because they thought he was ICE.
Oh.
So I'm sorry. What happened to you don't turn anybody away and do no harm? So they're starting to turn ICE agents away if they go to the hospital. I'm like, now.
Well, that's a lawsuit and a half.
Well, you think, and it wasn't even an ICE agent. He was a police officer.
Yeah.
So we see things like that happening, and I just
I think I know a hospital get their funding taken away.
Maybe so. So a lot of things like that are happening. On a different note, and a little lighter note, I would say, President Trump announced that he and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte have created the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland. So, see, you didn't really need to be that bully out front. You just, anyway, he said as a result, he will not impose tariffs on those European countries that were going to be supporting Greenland. And anyway, he said those European allies will not have those tariffs imposed after all because of this deal. In a social media post, Trump called the plan a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. So let's hope that there's some kind of peace in that agreement. And I don't know. It feels like a win in all this stuff that's going on. This feels like a bit of good news.
And he's always talking, Greenland. Apparently, in one of his speeches where he was mentioning Greenland, he kept calling it Iceland.
Yeah. The really funny thing is that Iceland is actually green and lush.
Yeah.
And Greenland is frozen.
Yep.
So someone mixed those up somewhere along the way. But anyway.
I think they were just trying to keep everybody away from Iceland.
Maybe.
Like,
and here's the deal. It came out in the news this morning, and I suppose, everyone has known this for years, but it was reiterated today in the news that there had already been some kind of deal in place with Greenland to allow the United States to expand militarily on that island. So I don't know what all this fuss was about, but anyway, it looks like all the rhetoric has been turned down a bit, which is good. Bully, go back to your corner. And see
somebody take his phone away.
Well, and see what you can do with a little bit of diplomacy.
Yeah.
And a little bit of common sense and a little less of the bullying tactics to get the job done. So I don't know. Is that just the way you get it done? You bully first and then let everybody cower and then?
I hope not.
I hope not too. Anyway, so a bit of good news. Immigration and Customs Enforcement began a new enforcement effort in Maine. So Minneapolis, not the only place. Maine on yesterday, called Operation Catch of the Day. The Department of Homeland Security said several criminal illegal aliens were arrested on the first day. Governor Janet Mills said last week that state and local officials had been preparing for possible federal enforcement action. So we are not the only state to have some of this stuff going on. Of course, we top them in the whole fraud deal, though. They probably can't. Nobody can top us there, I don't think.
No, Minnesota.
Boy, yeah, it's amazing. I can't imagine how in, 6.5, 7 years maybe, about 6.5 years, that we have gone from this huge surplus in money to incredible debt.
Oh, we did that in 2 years.
Oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable what has happened under the Walz regime.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm just hoping that all of the truth comes out here and those who need to be punished are punished. Let's see. The Supreme Court on Wednesday appeared ready to let Lisa Cook remain on the Federal Reserve Board. President Trump had wanted her removed. Trump sought to fire Cook last August, alleging she committed mortgage fraud. Cook denied the claims and has not been charged. The High Court is reviewing whether presidents can remove Fed governors without due process. So that one kind of hanging in the balance. Like I don't know who's keeping the books on all this, but there are so many lawsuits. I don't know who can keep track of them. Heart disease and stroke remain the leading causes of death in the U.S. The 2026 heart disease and stroke stats update shows both conditions caused more than 25% of all U.S. deaths in 2023. Now, I don't know about you, but that makes me want to ask some questions about the uptick.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm thinking. But anyway, I think we have to take note of that. That's a pretty big increase, and that's a pretty big number, 25%. Powerful winter storm expected to stretch 2,000 miles from the southern plains to the northeast, and that all begins tomorrow. We kind of begin today with just stormy weather and just dangerous cold. Yeah. Meteorologists warn it could cut power to millions and make travel very dangerous and in some cases impossible. The National Weather Service says an Arctic front will bring sub-zero temps to the northern plains Thursday today, spreading to the Ohio Valley and the Northeast by Sunday. So everybody getting in on some
everybody getting a little cold.
Yeah. But I see that they're already canceling and postponing flights in certain areas.
Yeah.
And sometimes due to snow. Some of them are expecting up toward a foot of snow. Others just to extreme cold and de-icing and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, if you are flying somewhere this weekend, you might want to,
double check
ahead. Yep. A coyote has become the first documented member of its species to reach San Francisco's Alcatraz Island after swimming more than a mile from the mainland. Aiden Moore, an Alcatraz City cruise employee, witnessed a tourist video showing the animals swimming to shore and climbing onto the rocks. Rangers searched but could not locate the coyote, which may have returned to water or found hiding spots on the island. There's an amateur naturalist by the name of Janet Kessler who has studied San Francisco coyotes for 20 years, saying that the animal can survive temporarily using available food sources and freshwater puddles. Leave the coyote alone, she says, because this is it doing what it does best. I know I'm not going to chase a coyote all over Alcatraz.
No, and with the shark-infested water, I'm shocked it made it.
I am too. Yeah, and just think of all of the other animals that those coyotes go after. That's a mean animal, boy. Yeah. Especially when they get into that pack. Let's see. We've got a couple of other things. The only thing lifting Taylor Swift's popularity is partisan polarization. Political polarization significantly influences how Americans view Taylor Swift now. New research found Democrats view Swift more positively, while Republicans hold negative opinions. Well, that's because she's been kind of a mouth for the Democratic side. The study reveals a stark gender gap among Gen Z, with younger women averaging 55 points on a 100-point scale, measuring Swift attitudes compared to 43 for young men. So researchers identified hostile sexism as the strongest predictor of negative views toward the singer, particularly among Republican men who believe women just have too much power. Oh, boy.
Sure, that's the reason why.
Yeah, I'm sure. The study shows individuals uncomfortable with women's achievements are more likely to dislike Swift.
Or maybe it's because of her political,
Yeah, I
spells.
mean, that suggests that they're just plain old jealous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree. I think it's political polarization. Anytime, it's like Springsteen. He always comes out of the woodwork when it's a national election, and he tells people to vote for a Democrat.
Yep.
He does it every time. So she joined that bandwagon, as just about everybody in Hollywood. They all jump on the left, and then those become the people that you either like more or less.
Yep.
Due to their political, I mean, they can be whatever they want to be. It's just when they come out and tell people to vote their way, and then people do because of who they are.
And notice that that's not even listed as a reason why Republicans might not like her. It's sexism.
I know, isn't that great?
It's her political spoutings.
Well, anyway, I just think it's funny that we let Taylor Swift get into the political arena at all. Anyway. I don't know.
She's a talented singer, talented performer, but
she is
I don't care about her politics.
No, me neither. And I don't know. Does all of Hollywood and all of the music world need to take a side and be loud about it? And that's why all these award shows have just become, a place to just be your political stage, and that just has ruined everything. Let's go back to the Tonight Show. Oh, I wish we could bring back Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon, don't you? All right. When we come back, I got a doozy for you. There's a former flight attendant that is charged for posing as a pilot, and she got away with it for a time. We'll tell you about that when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
KBRFradio.com news. Get the news that matters delivered straight to your inbox. With KBRF Daily Headlines, you'll stay up to date on everything happening in your community. Sign up today and receive a roundup of the day's top stories all in one email. It's fast, convenient, and it's always free. From local updates to breaking news, KBRF brings you the headlines you need right at your fingertips. Visit KBRFradio.com and sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.
When a loved one passes, we understand that honoring and preserving your family legacy matters. Hi. I'm Ryan Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. Creating your everlasting memorial is our specialty, and creating and crafting them locally is all that we do. Our inventory is extensive, so costs are manageable with the almost unlimited number of designs for you to choose. Your memorial preserves your family legacy with an everlasting warranty now and forever, guaranteed. Call us, visit us online at fergusfallsmonument.com. Memorials that matter.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guides to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Winter weather can change quickly and can be hazardous. Listen to News Talk 1250 KBRF for the latest weather-related postponements and cancellations. Brought to you by John's Heating and Air Conditioning and Northwest Tire. Schools, businesses, churches, and events. You can find postponements and cancellations on KBRFradio.com as well. And the Fergus Now app. Weather-related announcements. Brought to you by Northwest Tire and John's Heating and Air Conditioning.
KBRFradio.com is your online home for News Talk 1250 KBRF. You'll find the latest in local and national news, plus sports, and you can podcast or stream live. That's at KBRFradio.com.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Dickerman with a market update on the Red River Farm Network. Mostly positive trade in the grain markets early. Bauer Trading's Ben Cash says weather headlines from South America are being watched closely.
Yeah, we're seeing a little positivity here on the screen to start the day. We do have a little bit of concern in South America right now. We're starting to see some dryness expand there in Argentina that could, obviously cause some production issues there. So seeing a little support from that. We've also, yesterday we've seen double-digit gains there in the soybean market. That's continuing to see that upward movement there from a technical standpoint. Also, it leans a little bit positive here now at this point. And a lot of that yesterday's rally was driven off of bean oil trading up nearly 140 points there. So, what we're seeing is possibly some biofuel mandates out there that could be positive for ags. And I know we talked about E15 for quite some time now. That is still a possibility. It sounds like it's still on the table.
Livestock markets mixed.
We got a cattle on feed tomorrow. I think we're just consolidating, chopping along here, waiting for those numbers to come out. That'll be out Friday afternoon after the market closes. But I think we've had a nice rally, got overbought once again, and we had a major correction, and we came back, and now it seems like we're going to be, kind of setting up in a sideways trading range. Inventories are likely going to be, show some pretty tight numbers here on this report, and I think that's what we're just waiting on here right now. And the cash market too has kind of been doing its thing to get these cattle moved.
Bauer Trading's Ben Cash reporting agriculture's business. This is the Red River Farm Network.
This is Corn Matters, an update from the Minnesota Corn Growers Association. MinAg Expo has showcased the corn checkoff investment. Minnesota Corn Research and Promotion Council Chair John Magas of Belgrade said that included poster displays and interaction with University of Minnesota researchers.
Some of the research they've been doing over the years for us, nitrogen, nutrients, things like that. Some of the plastics that they're working on with checkoff funds to develop renewable plastics. One thing we did this year, we commissioned a study on return on investment on checkoff, and we're proud to say, for every penny spent on checkoff, you get a return of 87 cents to one. So I think that's a great number to look at, and if you look at ethanol, it's even better than that. It's $1.17 to every penny. We're using your checkoff money wisely, and we would thank you for that.
The mission of the Minnesota Corn Growers Association is to identify and promote opportunities for corn growers. That's because corn matters.
Early mornings, late nights, rain, snow, sunshine. It's the rhythm of the day for the American farmer and rancher. We get it. The Red River Farm Network is here to help you make informed decisions for your farm. We're proud to deliver farm news, markets, and weather to the innovators and decision makers. Trust Don Wick, Tyler Donaldson, Jamie Dickerman, and Drew Lerner, delivering the information that impacts your bottom line. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Imagine this. You gather a stadium full of farmers, step up to the podium, and tell them about your business. What would that be worth to you and your company? This is Don Wick from the Red River Farm Network. We fill that stadium every day with some of the most progressive-minded, forward-thinking farmers and ranchers around the world. Find out how the Red River Farm Network can carry your message to farmers and ranchers. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Minneapolis wheat, May is up 5.5, 580 3/4. May Chicago's up 6 1/4, now 525 1/4. At KC wheat, March up 4.5, 524 1/4. March corn is down a half at 421 1/4. March soybeans, we are up 2 1/4 at 1066 3/4. In the livestock markets here, we have February live cattle down 15 cents, 232.90. January feeders are up 65 cents at $363.87, and the February lean hogs up 27 cents, 88.15. This is the Red River Farm Network.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
I'm Derek Sidian with KBRFradio.com News. Join me every Friday at 5 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app for the weekly news recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. From local crime and business news to road construction and car accidents, the weekly news recap keeps you up to date on what you need to know. The KBRF Weekly News Recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorial.com. Memorials that matter.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
News Talk 1250 KBRF extreme cold warning in effect until noon tomorrow. It is, and after that we got an extreme cold watch until Sunday afternoon. Dangerously cold. As we go through today, we pretty much already hit our high as we just keep dropping. We're currently at 6 below, but 26 below for tonight's low, 15 below for tomorrow's high, 22 below for Friday night's low, 5 below for Saturday's high, 18 below for Saturday night's low, 6 below Sunday's high, 22 below Sunday night, finally back above 0 on Monday. Right now, a little bit of light snow, haze, breezy, 6 below, winds on the northwest at 25, gusting 33. Visibility sitting at about a half mile, and wind chill down around a 32 below. Morning Talk this morning and every morning brought to you by our good friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument.
All right. Okay, here we are on a Thursday, another week of this show just flying by. And by the way, I did try to get in touch with Chris Tunkseth last night, and my guess is his phone is blowing up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if I do hear from him, even after the fact, after Monday, it would still be fun to hear about the experience.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna stay on him, and hopefully, when things die down a bit, people are just finding out that he will in fact be on American Idol on Monday night, 7 o'clock. So make sure you're around to watch that. But I think it would be fun to hear from him and what it's been like for him and his family and some of his friends. It's been kind of a whirlwind, I think he would say. But anyway, it would be fun to visit with him. So cross your fingers.
The producers and stuff have been in Fergus, doing video packets with his family.
Right. So pretty exciting. One of our own.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so here's a former flight attendant, and Dallas, Pokornik of Toronto, and faces wire fraud charges for allegedly impersonating a pilot and a flight attendant. So is neither one, but was impersonating them both in order to obtain hundreds of free airline tickets. Okay, so that's, I don't know, pretty good idea hatched by this person. Anyway, federal prosecutors in Hawaii say that he did work as a flight attendant for a Toronto-based airline for 2 years, then used fake employee identification to get tickets on 3 U.S. carriers based in Honolulu, Chicago, and Fort Worth, Texas as well. The scheme reportedly lasted for 4 years.
Wow.
He was arrested in Panama after being indicted last October, pleaded not guilty Tuesday following extradition Court documents show he even requested cockpit jump seats, typically reserved for off-duty pilots.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. And travel just for free for 4 solid years. Well, I hope he got the travel bug out of his system, because I think he's going to be sitting tight for a while.
Yep.
Okay, here is a 22-year-old resident from British Columbia pulled over for excessive speeding in a heavily modified Acura that police described as held together with duct tape and wishful thinking.
Wow.
Yeah. BC Highway Patrol stopped the driver after clocking the vehicle at 80 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone. The early model car featured makeshift repairs, including rebar and duct tape replacing the rear window, plus a welded gate latch securing the driver's side door. Sounds super safe.
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway, they said it looked like it had been chewed up by some kind of dinosaur or something, and adding, it's amazing that this particular car could go that fast without absolutely just disintegrating. Police ordered the unsafe vehicle off the road pending extensive repairs, or maybe just trash the thing. The driver received an excessive speeding ticket, faces 3 years of higher insurance premiums, and must pay towing and 7-day impoundment fees.
You know it's bad when they say it's held together with duct tape and wishful thinking.
Yeah. Rebar. I mean, who thinks of putting rebar in their car? And the windshield, or the back windshield, was actually made from duct tape, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That's something. Okay. Back to Taylor Swift for a moment. Looks like she's going to join the Songwriters Hall of Fame as one of the youngest inductees ever. So you mentioned that she's very talented.
She is.
And she is. We can't take anything away from that. In the organization's history, the youngest woman ever to receive the honor is Taylor Swift. Only Stevie Wonder was younger when he was inducted at age 33 in 1983. Swift joins the 2026 class alongside Alanis Morissette, Kenny Loggins, and let's see, Kiss members Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, and Mariah Carey. So she's in good company for sure. But she is 36 years old. I didn't know she was that old.
Well, she's been around forever.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Well, anyway, into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. So as you mentioned, she is in fact very talented. Jamie Lee Curtis, another name that has been coming out of Hollywood for how many years?
All my life.
Yeah. Universal Pictures has tapped Pitch Perfect director Jason Moore to a feature film adaptation of Murder, She Wrote, starring Oscar winner Jamie Lee Curtis. She's another one for me that came out with a bunch of crazy political rantings that made me think, kind of like her less. And I used to really like her, but anyway, she'll take on iconic Jessica Fletcher, that role, remember her?
Yep.
Who, of course, originally played that...
Angela Lansbury.
Angela Lansbury, right. In the beloved CBS series that ran from 1984 to 1996. The show followed the retired teacher as she became a mystery writer with an extraordinary talent for solving real murders, primarily set in Cabot Cove, Maine. Though she often traveled to other locales, Lansbury earned Emmy nominations as the lead actress in a drama series every year the show was aired during its successful 12-year run. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, my mom loved that show, and so I'd sit with her and we'd watch it. So I've seen many adventures of Cabot Cove.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one of those, the dog came back stories. Yesterday, I think I read a story about a cat that had been gone for a number of years and returned home. But here's a 15-year-old dog named Buttercup. Now, 15 years for a dog, that's getting up there, right?
Yeah.
Has been reunited with her owners after disappearing for over 10 years, thanks to her microchip. So that's a good idea. Miami-Dade Animal Services facilitated the reunion After the dog was brought to their shelter earlier this month, staff scanned Buttercup and discovered the microchip that identified her and allowed workers to contact her family. The shelter shared the story on social media to highlight the importance of microchipping your pets. Moments like this remind us why we microchip. And it's only as good as the information attached to it, though. So keeping your contact details updated can be the difference between that lost pet and the found pet. Speaking of lost and found, I don't know if you got this alert, but I think it was after midnight last night. I think about 12:30, if I remember. That alert went off on my phone, and it was an Amber Alert for a 7-year-old girl in Zimmerman, Minnesota. And anyway, evidently she had gotten locked out or something after she got off the bus. Something happened after school, and she was seen getting into a black sedan. And so I'm not exactly sure why the Amber Alert, from after school till midnight, why it took so long for that to go out. But the good news is she is found, she is safe and sound and back home with her family. So if you got that last night, I got that, and it just makes you sick, But boy, what an incredible system that is for and I'm not exactly sure how she was found or what the circumstances were, just that she has been found and she is well and everything's good. And especially when you get into this kind of weather, you think of those things, So anyway, if you got that alert last night, all is well. So that's good news. And I did find out that, so the Amber Alert goes off, and that's a sound that you recognize. It's loud and obnoxious, and it wakes you up. My phone lays right next to me when I go to bed. And so that woke me up, and then I saw that it was an Amber Alert. And then you get a text that follows that up. And you know how when you get a text and it comes through on your phone, you can, if it's a short one, you can read it on your screen without ever clicking on it. So that's what I did. But it kept alerting me to a notification of a text. And it kept on, and I thought, oh my goodness, stop it, let me go back to sleep. But what I didn't realize is when it's an Amber Alert text like this, if you don't click on it, open it, and read it, it will continue. Oh. It will continue to notify you. So just a heads up there. So I did figure it out by 12:45 or so. But anyway, so if you do get those alerts, click on the notification in your text, and then it will go away. But anyway, good to know that she's back at home and safe. Okay, here's another one of those. We found your ring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. A decades-old class ring belonging to a Nebraska woman was returned after a treasure hunter discovered it buried on a Belmar, New Jersey beach. He's out there using a metal detector. And just about every time you're on vacation and you're at the beach, there's just about always somebody there with a metal detector, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they identified the owner through initials BW on the ring, tracing it to Crete High School in Nebraska, located 1,300 miles away. The Crete Public Library and Public Schools Foundation helped to solve the mystery, identifying the owner as Barbara Wieglodge from the class of 1966. We still have no idea how the ring got there. But anyway, noted it was her sister that made that comment, and her sister noted that she had lived in Boston decades ago, but the ring's journey to New Jersey remains unexplained. So that's interesting. Number one, for this young man to take it upon himself to do this and try to find the owner is monumental. So yes, we do have the ring, and after all that time, it didn't even suffer any damage. So wouldn't it be fun to find out how it got there?
I think somebody stole it and it got dropped.
Yeah, I think so too. That's kind of what it seems like. Let's see. Okay, so remember yesterday we had all that conversation about AI.
Yep.
And I'm kind of like, I don't need AI's help. I can write an email. I can write an ad script. I can write a letter.
Yep.
I don't need help from AI. Go away. Get off my Gmail. Anyway, it's in the news just about every day, and it is again today. University of Montreal researchers, they tested 100,000 people against 9 advanced AI systems in the largest human-machine creativity comparison to date. So, what do you think? Who wins? The humans?
I'm guessing AI.
Well, here we go. GPT scored higher than typical humans on a standard creativity test, while Google's Gemini Pro matched average performance. The test required those participants to list 10 words as different from each other as possible. However, every AI model failed when compared to the top 10% of creative people.
Excellent.
Oh, I'd love to hear that people win. Yeah, I'm not even going to read the rest because if it goes a different direction, I don't even want to know. I just want to know that people, human beings, win over AI. AI is driving me absolutely batty, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting to me because it's everywhere. And you know, when I'm the writer of an email, you and I go back and forth. Maybe we've got a thread that's 6 or 7 emails long.
Yep.
And then it gives me a summation. I'm like, well, we both know what we were talking about. We don't need that. It's so unnecessary. That I don't know who benefits from that.
A
It's
summary
ridiculous.
of an upcoming chili cook-off.
Yeah, yeah, maybe so. Oh boy. Okay. Gen Z is leading the trend of adding spice to their morning meals. It's the young adults, they say, that are transforming breakfast by adding, this is a new one out there, I think, relatively speaking, hot honey.
Yeah, hot honey has been kind of,
It's
as of
become
late.
popular.
Yeah.
I've had it on pizza before, and it's really good. Really good. I don't know how you might make hot honey, but or maybe you can just buy it.
Yeah,
but it's good.
Mike's Red Hot makes hot honey, and obviously it's just honey with Mike's Red Hot in it.
Okay, well, that hot honey drizzled on your pizza, and if you think it sounds awful, really honestly, give it a spin. It's so good. I was first introduced, I think we've maybe talked about this before, first introduced to honey and pizza together at a restaurant in Detroit Lakes. And what they suggested, they had kind of it was a homemade crust, but it was a little bit heavier around the edges.
Okay.
And so then they suggested when, you eat the pizza, and you can put honey all over it, but especially when you get to the crust, it's good to dip it in honey. And that was my first exposure to, but that was just regular honey. Now the hot honey is even better. So if you haven't done it, give it a try.
For science.
For science, yes, absolutely. Anyway, those born after 1996 adopted spicy breakfast habits in just the past year. So that's as compared to baby boomers. Popular spicy additions include hot honey, as I mentioned, hot sauce, and chili flakes, typically added to eggs, breakfast wraps, hash browns.
Well, I've been doing that for years.
Yeah, I do too.
Tabasco and red flakes and cayenne.
Yeah, me too. Not always on my eggs, but you know what I like on eggs is
salsa.
Is salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and salsa, and my salsa does have a little bit of pop. So, but I like that on eggs. Anyway, Gen Zers believe that spicy breakfast beats coffee for their morning energy. How about both?
Yeah, I mean, you can't get rid of coffee.
No, you can't, for sure. Yeah. And anyway, and you can do a search for this. 15 spicy breakfast recipes that bring the heat.
That bring the heat.
Yeah.
Because you can't have spicy without being, bringing the heat.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can find your trivia today.
Ooh, trivia.
Okay. This is so easy. Okay. What is the rarest blood type?
Type O?
AB negative.
Oh, okay.
I would have said O as well. Question, what kind of fruit juice, oh boy, is made to mix a Bloody Mary?
Oh, the tomato juice.
Golly. I mean.
But hey, I didn't get the blood one. I had no idea.
Well, I was going to guess O as well, but I know that AB negative is really hard to get, and so I should have thought a little bit more about that one. But I leave the thinking up to you.
So then we've got issues.
Yeah, so that I don't have to. I can just be here and enjoy, sit back, push one button, drink coffee, visit with our friends, and yeah, that's what
back
I'm here for.
when I first started, we had free movie passes, and so my buddy Jake, who also worked here, we went and watched movies. He would give movie reviews, and we always say
we used to have free passes.
And our tagline was, "We see the bad movies, so you don't have to."
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Okay. Well, this might be, speaking of movies, this might be the weekend that you hunker down, pop some popcorn at home, and,
I wish. I work all weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, you do. Do you have games you got to go to, I suppose?
Game on Saturday and church stuff on Sunday.
Well, we have games actually tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. So I've got Sunday off. Yeah. But, I mean, going to a game, that's not like...
Yeah.
You work when you go to a game.
I work
I
when I
just
go to a
get
game.
to eat popcorn and, watch the game. So anyway, well, I think that's going to wrap things up for another week. Boy,
Sounds
it just
good.
goes so fast. Anyway, we hope you enjoy your weekend, and we're glad you joined us all week. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company.